welcome to my channel. So today we are going to fix few things here on the cluster. So let me first go full screen. Alrighty, so let's see what is broken. So what they say? The cluster is broken. We tried deploying some application, is not working. Troubleshoot. So let's get some pods and see what's happening. Yeah, so pods are in pending status. This pod must be backed by something, right? So let's try to get deployment. So this is the deployment. This is not in ready state, right? So you can see 0 out of 1. So this is not working here, right? So deployment must have replica set as well. So we can see we have replica set. It has replicated it to one instance, but somehow this pod is not running, right? So what we can do, let's check logs for this pod. So there are no logs. Let's describe this. So what it says, so the status is pending, right? So who is responsible for scheduling the pod, right? The scheduler. So there might be something wrong on the scheduler. So how do we see the scheduler? Let's try to see some pods on the Kubernetes namespace, right? Okay, get pods, kube system namespace. All right, so what do we see? The control plane, this guy here, kube scheduler control plane, we can see that it has crash loop backup. So there's something wrong with it. And as it has a control plane at its end, it means that it's a static pod, right? So let's see what is happening with this. There are a few things we can do. We can describe this. But before describing, I personally like to see the logs if this pod has, right? So logs, pod name, kube system. There are no logs. So let's describe this then. There are no logs there. Because with the logs you don't give the pod, but here you give the pod. That's why. So what we can see right away, the reason is crash loop back off. It's in the waiting state, and we can see the events, right? The normal, and in the warning we see that it's not able to fail to create containerd task. So it's failed to run this guy, unable to start container process, execute this kube scheduler. So where this will be, so it's not able to run this kube scheduler. So let's see what's in the what's in the commands. Let's go to the commands, and we see here, in the commands itself we have kube scheduler. So this one seems to be wrong, kube scheduler. So what we can do, so as I said, this is a static pod, so it must be in etc kubernetes manifest. So we can even see, let's go to etc kubernetes manifest and see what we have here. So we have these static pods, their manifests, they are there. And right now we are worried about a scheduler, right? So scheduler is where? This is guy, kube scheduler. Okay, so let us edit this. All right, you set new in Vim, set number, it's a shortcut for that, and that will give us all the line numbers, and then you can directly go to line number 13, and let's edit this scheduler. All right, so we saved it, and let's get the pods.
I'm having trouble connecting
Alexa,
to the internet.
Alexa,
For help,
stop.
go to the
Alexa.
Harman Kardon Alexa app.
Stop. I know what's wrong with Alexa sometimes. Let's not take her name. I need to make sure that she's off before I start recording my meetings or these sessions, even meetings. All right, so let's get some parts in the cube namespace. Okay, get part -n cube system. What we can do here, not there. What we can do here is we can put a watch here. Okay. Yeah, so what do we see? Cube scheduler. This guy is running 24 seconds ago. Okay, so something happened while Alexa was saying something. Let's not take her name, by the way. All right, so as the end result, our deployment should be fine, right? Our pod should be fine. Okay, get deploy. Deployment is running. Our pod is in running state. Perfect. So it worked. Our solution worked. Let's go to the next one. All right, scale the deployment to 2 pods. So right now, the deployment app that we have is 1 pod. I think the command is scale deploy and deploy name, right? Okay, replicas equal to 2. I think it should work. Oh, okay, perfect. So get deploy. All right, so it scaled, right? Like it didn't properly scaled, but as we can see, you know, we have 1 out of 2 ready. So basically we have 2, like the desired are 2, and we can check on replica set. Oh, replica set didn't work for some reason. Anyway, but deployment, we set the number is equal to 2. So we did scaling from our part. All right, let's see why it didn't work. I think that will be the next question. Even though the deployment was scaled to 2, the pods doesn't seem to increase. Yes, the pod doesn't seem to increase. Investigate the issue. So what we saw, I get the replica set. You know, replica set's job is to create replicas, whatever deployment gave us, right? But in this case, replica set doesn't seem to work. So we'll do again the same thing. We'll check our cube system namespace, what's in there. Okay, get pods in our cube system namespace. And like I said, the replica set is controlled again by a controller, which is your controller manager. Now this guy has some issue. All right, so what I will do, I'll check the logs. This is what I want to do. It's advisable. I think it really helped me to see the problem most of the times. All right, so we check the logs. There's something wrong here. E01. So this message which starts with echo 1, right? This is error message. Usually it's very helpful in some of the other things that I'm doing on Kubernetes. So I is information, E is echo. So if you like, E is the error. Okay, so if you see message from E, this something like this means it's error. Yeah, this is what I like have seen across in other Kubernetes. So for example, in CADA or some other Kubernetes systems or add-ons, you can say. All right, so it says that command failed. All right, no such file or directory. It says that this is not here. Okay, we can check. You can go here. Okay, so this is not existing. But what is happening? This guy here, controller manager XX, right? This is defined somewhere in that in those static files. As this one is ending by control plane, so this one is also a static pod, and it should be in this guy using a reverse search. So the file name should be cube control manager, and if we just check this file, we can cat this file and for example grep for something like xxx. Yeah, so this is defined. It means yes, in this file this guy is defined and this file doesn't exist. So what is a file that exists? Actually, that is the first thing, that's the thing that we should check, right? So let me check the files here, like controller manager. Okay, so controller manager file is there. All we need to do is to go to this particular static pod manifest definition and remove this xxx, because controller manager is there. All right, so let's do that. That's easy one, and hopefully it will fix our issue. All right, so we go here and we just search for xxx. Where is that? Okay, maybe it's caps. We'll search caps. Yeah, so this is here, we found it. WQ to save, and we can get the status by using a watch, using a reverse search. Get parse watch. Yeah, so we're using a watch. Yeah, so as you can see, it is recreating that container. It's in the running state. Now what should happen with that? Our replica set should probably work. Even with the replica set, we can put a watch and see if something changes, because that control plane job is to basically take care of this replica set. Yes, so that worked, right? So you can see now the desired state and the current state has been changed to 2. Okay, so that seems to be working. Get the pods, we have 2 pods. Okay, fix the issue, wait for the deployment to actually scale. Yeah, so they seem to fix our issue. All right, so I think this is the last one. Let's see what they break this time. By the way, this Code Cloud platform is really amazing. I wish they bring more problems for us to solve. It's very intuitive. Although I'm working on Kubernetes for my work as well, so the challenges that I face there, or I get to work, those are very, very interesting. But that I cannot share with you guys. But this one is like, okay, this one is a good things, small things, small problems to play with. Very nice. Okay, so something is wrong with scaling again. We just tried scaling the deployments to 3. It's not happening. So something is wrong. There are 2. Okay, get deploy. Deployment is set to 3 again. It's not working. So I think again the replica set, something happened with that. Okay, that is what I will check. I will check the pods in this cube system namespace, and yes, again this guy failed again. Why do you failed? We need to see. Okay, let's check the logs of this. Okay, so this one now again it's with the error message starting with E, saying that unable to load this file. Okay, so let's see if this file exists, right? So we can do ls here. Okay, it gives us a result, which means the file is there. We can even see cat, give me this file. Are you able to read this file? Okay, right, because sometimes the file is there, we might need to check the permissions. So do an ls-la to check if the file is readable, and indeed this is readable, rx, right? And in all the 3 user group mode. So file is there, it is readable, but there is some issue, right? It's not able to read. And by the way, this is again in Kube Controller Manager. This is the file, and let's see which is the file. This is the file we were editing, and now again we'll need to change something in this file. And what is happening right now, the file, the certificate file, that is there, it's properly mentioned, but for some reason it's not working. Okay, let's go and check what's happening. Set number, and right away I can see the file that we have. I think, if I'm not wrong, it's the client CF file on line number 18. Let me get back. PKI ca.cert. Okay. PKI ca.cert. Yeah, that is the file on line number 18. Yeah. So now this file is there, but what is wrong? This is in the commands, but how this file is actually being used is included. That is the thing we should check. Okay, so we have a couple of volume mounts which is there, and these volume mounts are further mentioning your mount path, right? Actual volumes. Okay, so we need to check which one volume mount are we using here, and this seemed to be the one which is having the PKI K8S certs. So if we check this K8S certs, and this is the one, see, K8S certs, this is the directory, and the directory that we have here, if you see this again in here, K8S certs, the mount path is etc Kubernetes PKI. However, this is wrong here on line number 98. Okay, so let's fix this one. Okay, all right. Okay, get part, put a watch, cube system. All right, so 9 seconds ago something happened and seemed like this is running. Of course, the controller manager is running now, and the certificate that it was trying to include, that had wrong path. Like the actual path was right, but within the volume mount and the actual volume location, that was the problem that we fixed. So let's see if the deployment is getting scaled. It should. Yes, so we have 3 number of replicas, 3 pods there. Perfect. Great. Seems like this is the last question. Great, thank you. Thanks guys for being with me till this long. And if you need a particular, if you want me to cover something particular in Kubernetes world, let me know. I'll try to make a video out of that. Thanks a lot and have a good one.